Real estate inventory is up 22% year over year, according to a recent Homes.com article. We're going to review the ramifications of this article. We're going to see how that's affecting not only the nation, but how does that also compare to here locally in the Twin Cities? My name's Travis Anderson. I'm a realtor representing both buyers and sellers in Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Let's talk about this Homes.com article. What it states in the article is that inventory was up to 1.4 million total home sales in the United States in August of 2025. That was actually up 22% year over year. That's something that I'm feeling locally as well, although I don't think it's 22%. We're actually down the number of listings from 2019 or 2018. We're down substantially, like 30% or something like that. But we have seen a slight increase this year from last year in the tune of about 5%. And Homes.com does confirm that Minnesota was 5% increase in inventory year over year. Now that 22% is across the board. Some communities are much higher, and the biggest effects are going to be in those Sunbelt states and some of those other southern states. We actually have seen a couple of communities with a decreased number of inventory where people are really feeling locked into their home. Homes.com, they talk about three specific drivers for the increase in inventory. The first thing they talk about is what we call the lock-in effect. And that's where a home seller might feel locked into their current home because of a lower interest rate. And over time, that feeling sort of subsides. And that's what Homes.com addresses here, that, maybe we come to a realization that rates are not going to come back down to 3% or something like that. And so some sellers are thinking, if we need to move, let's do it now. Second thing Homes.com brings up is the increase of new construction across the United States. And we're seeing that locally as well. And the third thing that they bring up is just the fewer sales. So if you have less people buying while homes are coming on the market, even if it's the same number of homes, the amount of active inventory will increase over time. And what happens when you have an increase in inventory across a nation? You will start to see a flattening of prices, if not a decrease in prices over time. If this trend continues, which it looks like it's going to continue, at least to some extent, then we're going to start to see pressures on prices come down. We're starting to see more price reductions across the United States, and we're starting to see that locally as well. As a reminder, real estate is hyperlocal. I'm obviously speaking broadly about Minnesota and the United States, but there are communities that will not see an increase in listings due to zoning regulations or building regulations, or maybe there isn't land to build. And other areas, you'll see a huge influx in new construction, for example, the further away you get from the cities, and that's going to affect, obviously, pricing in those communities as well. To wrap this thing up, Homes.com is giving us an idea that inventory is increasing across the nation. It's likely going to come here to Minnesota over the next 12 to 18 months. We probably will see double-digit increase in inventory next year is my prediction, with still a similar demand, which may put pressure on prices coming down. Of course, affordability and interest rates are going to affect things, but that's sort of what I predict. We'll continue to watch it moving forward. Now, if you've got questions about your specific scenario, maybe you're a buyer looking to buy and you're curious how the prices are moving, or you're a seller looking to sell, do me a favor, give me a call, shoot me a text, hit me up in the comments section. And as always, all my best to you and yours.